So we're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome to the library. Good afternoon. For those of you who don't know me, I know I recognize quite a few of you. My name is Doug Ammons. I'm one of the reference librarians here at the Phillips Library. What we're going to be talking about today is we're going to talk about library resources that will help you specifically for this class. I'm going to be focusing on a research assignment. I don't know if you guys have this assignment yet or not. It's the cancer research assignment. Okay.
They do.
Okay, so we're just going to kind of go through that and going to show you some tips for how to locate the resources. So you're going to need 3 peer-reviewed research articles. You're going to need to cite those using APA. You're going to need 2 reliable websites on treatment protocols for the type of cancer you're going to be researching. You'll need to cite the 2 websites using APA. And then you'll go into PubMed and do a quick search in PubMed as well. So I'll show you how to get into that and do that real quick as well. But before we get into that, just a couple things. Some of you have been here for a while. We changed the way we print in the library, so now it's a e-print system. It's 5 cents a page, black and white. If you want to print something in color, it's 10 cents a page. We do have a color printer. If you are a student who is enrolled through CPTC and you pay the student fee through ASG, the student government bought a print card for you. So if you haven't picked up that print card yet, it's in the circulation counter. They've got a roster up there with everybody's name on it. Just go up there, if you haven't picked up the card, let them know you can pick up your print card. What's that? If you lost it, the ASG is only going to buy 1. So if you lost it, you don't have to buy a new card. So it's $1 for a new card, and that card is blank, so you need to add money onto the card to be able to print. But if you have picked up the card and you are enrolled in CPTC classes, just go to the circulation counter. They should have your name up there and your card. But if you do lose it or whatever, you will have to buy one on your own. The student government's only buying you the 1. Okay. So I'm not going to go into much detail about the library. Just a couple policies to keep in mind. If you have a cell phone, we ask you to use it outside of the library and computer labs. Don't bring any food into the library or computer labs. Beverage is fine as long as it's something that's got a lid on it. Water bottle, computer cup, that's all good. Okay? So as I go through this information, if you guys have any questions, just let me know. I can stop and kind of expand on what I'm talking about. But like I said, basically I'm just going to go through the cancer research assignment, and let's go through it point by point. And I've got some handouts for you here as well. So part 1 is a 3-part assignment. Part 1 is you're going to find 3 peer-reviewed medical journal articles with recent information on your topic. So within the most recent 6 months. Okay. So the way you're going to do that is you're going to use one of our databases. We have 2 databases where you can find this information: EBSCOhost and ProQuest. Okay. So I'm going to bring up the library's webpage here. And if you guys want to follow along as I go through this, you're welcome to do that. I'm going to dim the lights so you can see the screen a little bit better. Okay. And so on all these computers, there should be an icon up in the upper left-hand corner that says something like Library Homepage or CPTC Library, something like that. So if you double-click on that, it'll take you to our homepage. And before I go into this, let me go ahead and give you this handout that talks about getting into the databases and identifying the kind of articles you need to use. So this handout is basically just going to take you through step by step. It's got our web address on it. Tells you which icons to click on to get to the databases. It's also got the username and passwords for the databases on it. So if you do want to do research from your home computer, you'll have that available. With the EBSCOhost database, you need the username and password even if you're here in the library. Okay. So we're at the library's homepage. The link we're going to go to is the database link here. And we're going to click on this little icon with the computer monitor on it. And that will take you to our list of databases. ProQuest is a database that contains magazine and newspaper articles. It covers just about any topic you can think of. It's more of a general database. EBSCOhost is our medical database. It has nursing journals and medical journals, no newspapers, and it doesn't have any kind of popular magazines in it. For the most part, they're research articles. So for this assignment, we're going to use EBSCOhost. So we click on the icon for EBSCOhost. It's going to take you to a login screen. So that information is on the handout I gave you. It's also in the brochure. And this is not case sensitive. I don't think it matters if you put it in upper or lowercase. It should take you in. Okay. So once you get logged in, it takes you to this screen where they're asking you to choose a database. There's actually two databases within EBSCO, CINAHL and HealthSource Nursing. We're going to search both of these so we can get as many results back as we can. So to search both of these, there's a box up here that says select, select all. So we're going to check that box off because I want to search both the databases at the same time. Then we just click on the continue button. It'll pop us over to our search screen. This is kind of a busy search screen. I'm not too crazy about it, but for the purposes of the assignment you're doing, you're just doing a real basic search on a type of cancer, so it's going to be pretty straightforward. So in that top box there, I'm just going to type in breast cancer. I'm going to enclose the two words in quotation marks. That'll just force the database to search for those two words in that precise order instead of doing a general keyword search. Okay. Now there's a couple other things we want to do before we do the search in this database. You're going to need the actual articles. So you'll want to come down below here where it says full text, there's a little box there. We want to check that box off. That way it filters out any citations that don't include the article itself. Okay. One more thing we want to check off. We need articles that are from a specific type of publication, a peer-reviewed or scholarly journal. So we're going to check off the box here where it says peer-reviewed. Okay? And that'll limit our search to that specific type of publication. So we got full text and peer-reviewed checked. We got our search terms up here, so we're just going to click on the search button. Okay. So we get our search results back. We got 12,191 articles, so lots of articles to choose from. We need articles that were published within the most recent 6 months, however. So what we need to do is we need to sort our results. So where it says relevance sort here in this blue bar, we're going to click on that. And we're going to select date descending. And that step is on the handout I gave you, so if you forget this, just follow the handout. So what that does is just resorts the results. So those current articles should be at the very top. And so you just work your way back. You just don't want to pick any article that's older than 6 months. Okay. So this top one here was published January 2012. Okay. So what you're looking at here, because you're going to have to cite these using APA, okay, what you're looking at here, the blue text up at the top, that is the title of the article. Down below it, there was the authors. So all these people, these are the authors of this article. You've got the title of the publication, publication date, volume, issue numbers, paging, all the basic citation information you need to cite your source. You're going to need 3 of these. Okay. So there's one thing you want to be careful of as you're going through here. Don't just pick out the first 3 articles and assume that they're all going to be research studies, because a lot of these journals, they publish a lot of research studies, but they also publish a lot of letters to the editors and book reviews and editorials and just brief news items. Those are not considered research studies. So one way you can kind of not bother with those, look at the length of the article here. It'll always tell you the length of the article. So this one's 13 pages. Okay, chances are it's a research study. Okay, if it says 1, 2, 3, or 4 pages here, chances are I wouldn't even bother looking at it. It's probably just some kind of news item or review or something. So this is 13 pages. We're going to take a look at it just to make sure that it really is a research study. So down here where it says PDF full text, that'll bring up the article. So the assignment says you can either print these out or copy and paste them, or if you're submitting it via email, you can send it as an attachment. If any of you have worked with PDF files, you know copy and paste has been a very good option for PDF. So you probably just want to use this format. Just save it to your flash drive and then submit it as an attachment in your email. Okay. So here's a good clue. Research article tells us right at the top. So, but if it doesn't say research article, a couple things to look at. These research studies, they're written by multiple authors typically. So this one's got, I don't know, 7 or 8 authors. Okay. These individuals are typically like professors or doctors or researchers, and so they'll tell you, you know, these people are all affiliated with universities, various places. So that's a good sign. Some other things you can look at the headings they use in the articles. So you'll see things like, you know, methodology, introduction, results. There's typically a lot of these charts and graphs and tables. So these are all signs of a research study. The last thing you want to look at, go to the very end of the article and see if they list any references. Typically a research study will have like an entire page of references. So where they got, you know, whatever research they did, they're basing it on research that has already happened, that's been published. And this file's just taking a long time to load because the PDF files are really big. I must have a slow computer up there. So I'm not going to wait for this to download. But at the end of this article, I'm assuming there's a bunch of references. So this looks, based on all the information we have, length of the article, number of the authors, the layout, this would probably be, if you were doing breast cancer research, this would probably be an article you could use. You'd be just fine. Okay? So you can download the PDF, you can save it, you can print it out. But again, like I said, copy and paste with PDF format usually doesn't work very well. Okay? So again, you need to find 3 of these research studies, and just be careful, like I said, you don't want to choose any really short articles. Let's see if I can find an example. So for example, this article is 2 pages in length. If we look at that, you can tell right away it's not going to be a research study because there's really nothing here. It's just kind of a brief news item. It's like 1 page in length. Okay, so you'd want to avoid stuff like this. Does that make sense? And like I said, save it, print it out. Those are the options you got for that. So questions about using the EBSCOhost database? You can access this if you're off campus. Just go to our homepage, follow the instructions on the handout, and go right into it. Okay. I'm going to go back. I'm just going to go into ProQuest real quickly. I didn't give you detailed instructions on searching ProQuest, but it's different database, but it's pretty much the same principle. Whoops. Get back to our home page. So again, under databases, you'll see ProQuest here. So completely different screen. Do you see you got the same options here? You want to check off full text. You want to check off scholarly peer review before you do your search. Okay. So if you're using ProQuest, make sure those 2 are checked off. Type in your search. And here we got, 13,000 articles. ProQuest automatically sorts it, so the most recent articles will be at the top of the list. So January 2012 is at the very top, so we don't have to worry about sorting this. But the same information, title of the articles in blue, you got the authors, title of publication, all the volume issue, paging, all that stuff down here. And the options for viewing the article. Okay. ProQuest does a lot of what they call just full text, not the full text PDF. The difference being full text is just that. It's just the plain text of the article. So if there's any kind of charts or graphs, ProQuest is not going to show those to you. They'll give you the text of the article, but not any of the images at all. So this you could copy and paste into a Word document, but with a PDF you can't do I